welcome to another Moment of Harmony. Let me just get. So, I was smart this week and I did a test earlier in the morning. I actually did a test earlier in the week and was able to go live from my phone. So, then I did a test today. Someone was like, girl, oh, that was earlier in the week. Try it again. So, I tested today, maybe like an hour before my moment was due to start, and now it would let me go live. I don't know what's going on YouTube, but because I was able to go live early in the week, I don't think it's anything to do with my phone. So I'm gonna need y'all to like get with the program. Okay. Let us know what we need to do. Help us. Help you. Okay. That's to all my YouTube police that are looking over the videos, seeing how they can assist influencers and content creators. Help us out. Okay. Something's going on. Everyone else that has come here for a moment of harmony, you have gathered at the end of your week for a moment. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am on my laptop again. I always say that because I feel like the screen is so different. And I think it's just some adjusting for me. Maybe I'm just adjusting. Okay, and it's okay. But welcome. Ding. Let's get into it. I'm excited for us to have a Saturday moment at a regularly scheduled time. I think we might be my phone. Yeah, well, a little bit 30 minutes, okay, later than 10, but we're here on a Saturday, and I'm happy to see you. I have a lot of shout outs this morning. I'm gonna get them done real quick because I have a great moment that I want us to get into, and I've been waiting on a moment with you. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting all week for my therapy, and you guys are my therapy. You guys help me release all the thousands of thoughts and ideas that gather inside of my brain on a daily basis. So I'm so happy to sit here with you, to heal with you, to grow with you, to love with you, to love on you. Okay, let's get it in. Um, Today's episode is entitled Released and Regulated. We are in a new mini series. I took a break to do a Mother's Day situation last week. Happy Mama's Day again, okay? Because we're still in May, okay? Well, it's 365 around here. You know what I'm saying? But happy Mommy's Day, happy Love Day, happy Community Day for all of us rearing and raising these children. Um, but I took a break to do a Mother's Day. We are just today starting a brand new mini series, a 4-week mini series called No Permission Needed. We are not asking Mother May I in May. No May in May. We are no longer needing permission. We and the weeks will go as follow. Today's episode will be all about rest. That's why it's released and regulated. We're getting into that today. We're not asking for rest anymore. We're not asking for permission to re-regulate and restore ourselves. Why do we start doing that ever? Okay? No. Oh, because the capital got it. Okay. We're not doing that anymore. We're not asking for permission for starting over. We want to start over. We're going to start over. We want to go back to the drawing board. We got a brand new idea. We have a brand new vision. We have a brand new way of doing things. We're not asking for permission for that anymore. We're going to get into that next week. The week after that, our third week, we're going to not be asking for permission for shifting and changing. Child, if it's time to change, it's a season of change. It's a season of change. We're not waiting for life to give us that type of permission. That's going to be the third week and the final week for this mini series of No Permission Needed. We are getting into not asking for permission to request or require. If you have a standard that you want to keep, we're not waiting on anybody to say, should we have a standard? Should we require certain things of our environment, of our communities, of our government? You know, if you know what I'm saying, if that's where you are. If we're not gonna ask to require additional things from our children or our mates, we're not asking. No permission needed. We're going to just start requesting things. Hey, this is what I need today. I know what I needed at 16, 20, 25, but today, God, what was that? But today, brand new needs. I don't even know what my sanitizer is, y'all. Sorry. And I done dropped stuff that's not the sanitizer. My bad. Hold on, y'all. I know I put my face all in y'all's face. Please forgive me, but I needed my hand sanitizer. Anyone who knows me know I needed my hand sanitizer. Okay, so released and regulated. Now, so we're no permission needed, 4 week miniseries. We're going into it. Those are the weeks, those are the lineup. Hope to see you for this coursework week after week after week. Show up, show out, be with me, sit with me. Let's grow. Let's grow it. Shout out to Bobby Issa. Let's grow. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Shout outs real quick before we get started. Welcome, welcome for those coming in. Welcome to a moment of harmony. Um, Birthday shout outs. Today is Kavana's birthday. Happy birthday to Kavana. Love and light to you, beautiful girl. The Tauruses are out. The Tauruses are here. And y'all showing out. The weekend is lined up. Yesterday was the bestie's birthday. Whoop, 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 bestie's birthday. Whoop, 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 bestie. Happy birthday, new. I'm sure she'll be joining at some point of the day. I'm gonna be busy. Okay, things to do. But catch me on the playback. If you caught me on the playback, girl, I shouted you out. Okay, happy birthday, new boo. Who else? We were trying to figure out how old she was yesterday. Okay, we couldn't do that. And what is happening with the years? Happy birthday to New. Tomorrow, Miss Drummond. Happy birthday, Miss Drummond. Um, Listen, y'all got the game sewed up. Okay, I don't know about all these back horses. Y'all here, y'all large, y'all in charge, y'all doing your thing. I love you. It's grounded. We got the earth signs in. I love you. Oh, today is also Edgar's prom send off. Lovely has her send off next week. Oh my goodness. See, I never got to go to prom. I get so excited to see y'all just like now. I don't know about the overboard stuff, but to go out and to be with your friends and to dance and just have a night where you celebrate your youth and your beauty and your possibility. I love it. So I'm gonna be, Edgar's my nephew and he's a boy, so he's probably not care too much about all that. But I'm gonna be going to see you off today for sure. Shout out to you. Um, and all the other graduates and prom goers and all the beauty that's going on all around us that goes on around this time of the year. I love you. I'll be back next week for some more shout outs because my Juicy has a birthday coming up. It's getting real earthy out here. Oh, Gemini's. When she comes in, the Gemini's will be here. All right, let's get into this moment, okay? Released and regulated. Let's get into it. Let me get comfortable. Y'all know I got to get my crisscross applesauce on. Sorry about that, y'all. So I can lean into it. Okay, released and regulated. All right. So in our no permission needed um season or session, right? There's no permit. We're not asking. We're not waiting. We are not getting stuck and contemplating on, do I need a sign? What in life is going to let me know I'm ready outside of my own heart and my own spirit saying, this is what you need right now. You don't need permission. That's the first thing. And that's what we're doing this week. You don't need permission. Mm-mm. No, mother, may I and may. So the first, I want to get into this rest thing. Okay, this rest thing is something that I'm getting a hold on late in the game. This resting without guilt, this resting without feeling like you have to earn it, this resting without any types of shame or explanation. That's my favorite part. I love doing something without an explanation. Love it. Okay. So, we are going to be working on how to do that in a very healthy and balanced way today at a moment of harmony. So, let's get into it. Release and regulate it. Again, like I said, the resting is something that came to me very late in the game because I did value going hard in the paint. As a major historian and studying our philosophers, our civil rights leaders, those that just paved a way for us. It seemed to me like they were just going hard in the paint. They were relentless. They were unapologetic. They were unstoppable. And I was just always in awe of the way we moved and what we created. And I look at our reality and I feel like it wouldn't even be, we wouldn't have these rights and privileges and if they didn't go hard in the paint. So my whole mission was hard in the paint. And I can remember specific times I was a single mom and a revolutionary, a community advocate doing my work. And I can remember feeling exhausted, feeling like I was going to snap or fatigued emotionally, mentally, spiritually, just drained with the work. And I remember thinking like Harriet Tubman didn't get tired. You know what I'm saying? Elaine Brown didn't get tired. Asada Shakur didn't get tired. And I remember being like, Tired is not going to get you where you got to go, sis. You're going to have to push through. That was 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? Ask me at 40 about rest and how revolutionary that is, about how courageous and powerful the ability to read your body, honor your body, and reset your life in a tone that makes you better than you were the day before. We gonna get into, hi boo boo, I was just talking about you. Happy birthday. I was giving you a birthday shout out and I was talking all, I love you. And I said that, I was like, she's probably gonna come in a little bit later or in a playback. But you were talked about, you are loved, you know? Um, so the rest thing came in as I began to get older and my body started to change and different health concerns. And I started to see the women around me or the people around me, really, that adopted a similar mentality, literally their bodies attacking them, their immune systems attacking them. Love you, boo boo. Life breaking them down. And then I was thinking, like, dang, life is really breaking them down. When I'm seeing either people giving up on the mission, people losing sight of the goal, people becoming exhausted in the movement forward, losing sight of the mission, giving, just throwing in the towel. I was like, man, this thing is beating them up. And I realized, like, no, nothing is beating us up. Not as a creator or creatist. Nothing is beating you up. You are allowing the punching, you are allowing the breaking, you are allowing the folding because you are in control. You can say, no, I've gone as far as I can go. I've done as much as I'm willing to do today. My rest is just important as my fight. Okay. You can have these types of power. And at the time, it wasn't what I saw. Now, again, I'm reading about our philosophers. I'm not interviewing Harriet Tubman for her to say, girl, yes, every third Saturday I didn't go nowhere. You know, I sat, I laid, I made music, I quilted. I don't know. But I made up in my mind that what I was doing was superhuman and that I was above the human needs when it came to my mission, when it came to my vision, when it came to my work. Now, everybody is not trying to be a revolutionary. I always say that. Everybody's not trying to save the world, save the community, bring, power and empowerment and greatness to us. Some of y'all trying to make it till Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nothing wrong with that. And but in that regard, again, no, you're not. Maybe you're not looking at Harriet Tubman or Asada Shakur or Lane Brown. You're not looking at all these women saying, "I gotta go, 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 go." Maybe you are measuring yourself to corporate standards. You are measuring yourself to a patriarchal outline, but you are going. Okay, whatever the reason is that you are not resting and you have giving yourself a digestible reason for why it's okay to run yourself to the ground mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, whatever. Hey, Mr. Carter, whatever reason you have given yourself to be able to do that, we are sitting here today saying, no, we're going to reverse that curse. Okay, reverse, flip it up, flag it up, and reverse it. Um, we're going to release and regulate our nervous systems, release and regulate our spiritual alignment, all of our chakras, release and regulate our mental capacities, the brain fog, the forgetfulness, the anxiety, the stress, the blacking out, the rage. You are unregulated. You are holding things that are holding you down or holding you back. And we are not asking for permission to release and regulate ourselves. No, gone are the days when we need a pass for rest. Rest is now where, from this moment forward, ding, rest is now a mandatory part of our life. Just like we need to eat and we need to drink water and we need to sleep. And rest is not always sleep. So we're going to get in that today too. We also need to regulate our systems. We are multifaceted, like the universe that operates on a galactal solar system, a spiritual system for those that believe that, um, cosmic systems. We are regulated by a number of systems, a digestive system, a nervous system. We have a number of systems within self and the universe of self that need to be regulated, that need to have ample room for restoration and growth and possibility. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thank you, thank you. Yes, boo. And ample. So we're getting into that. Okay, we're getting into that today. We are going to be released and regulated when it comes to rest. Now, a lot of times when we think of rest, a lot of the reason that I feel like we have a little bit of avoidance to it, a little bit of hesitation about it. One of the reasons that some of us, especially somebody like myself who's an overachiever, perfectionist, hard worker, some of us look at rest because we see it as laziness, right? We're like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? I can't tell you how many times if I am now getting rest, I do. Now I don't get up, okay? I've changed. But there was a time, or shall I say, my body changed me. My life changed me. And I want us to get to a point where we self regulate before we are, for regulation is enforced. Nobody wants that. Um, but I've gotten to a point where there are times where it's like, could you be more productive right now? You have a list of things. I was the queen of a to-do list. Like literally, I had a dry erase magnet on my wall of all the things that needed to be done every day. And I couldn't rest, like, because anytime I did want to sit down, I would see you only check 3 things off this list today. Girl, get up, move, and I would move. And I felt like I was a super productive, super mom. And people would say, "Oh, how does she do it? How does she raise these children, run this class, teach this thing, go to work, make the money, pay the bills? How is she doing it?" She is killing herself. That's how she's doing. She's draining herself. She's ignoring her body when it says rest, eat, vacation, sleep, be held. Um, what is it? Vent. Okay, express. Um, say no. She's not doing those things. And therefore, there is a life that is thriving around her, but it is not working with her. It is draining her. If we are in a life that is draining us, we are not working in harmony. Ding. We're not working in tandem with creation, and we are working against ourselves, and you will pay for that. So, one of the biggest things when it comes to rest for me is again the laziness. So I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm resting." Harmony was like, "Look, release it and regulate yourself." And then we're not being productive. Our goals aren't being met. The and normally I would feel like I don't need to say that. I would say like what's understood don't need no explaining. But I've begun to learn at this juncture in my work that no, explain it. I'm seeing way too many people where they are burnt out, right? Your car is a mess. Your body um not good, not healthy, not well, not strong. Your relationships, your home, right? I'm not judging. Listen, I have people in this house, okay? But what I'm saying is just burnt out and checked out. And I want that's not rest. We're talking about balance today as I refer to rest this entire moment. I'm talking about balance. I'm talking about, yes, do your laundry, clean out your car, clean out your refrigerator, meal prep. You do your homework with your children. Make sure your life is together, but in balance with your togetherness. So if there ever comes a time when you're not planning in your rest, your restoration, your rejuvenation, you are not getting the life that you truly deserve. And you are 9 times out of 10 headed to a place that's not going to work for you. So, again, I'm not saying burnout. I'm not saying giving up. I'm not saying trauma that it causes us to shut down. And I'm not calling any of that rest. If it ain't balanced, then it's not harmony. I'm just going all these harmony puns. You know what I'm saying? If it's not balanced and it's not resting, that's not what we're talking about here at a Moment of Harmony. So that is one of my biggest things. It's like, girl, are you being lazy? Because you always got something to do. Why are you watching this TV show? Why are you laying up with all these pillows? I love to tuck all the pillows. Peace. Are you laying up with all of these pillows up under you? Girl, what you doing? Why is your feet up? You got things to do. And I had to learn, yes, I have things to do, but I don't want things doing me. Right? I have a life to live, and I don't want this life living on without me. Okay, you laid up in a hospital bed and life is just going on. You are, stuck inside of a mental prison and life is just moving on. I want to live a life where life doesn't live without me. Okay? I want to live in tandem with life. I deserve balance with life. I am here and I am a part of this situation. I'm not a martyr for smooth running. Okay? I'm not a martyr for success. I am a creator of energy, and I am one with my progress. That means you can't be left out of the equation. That's what we're talking about today. And you're not asking for a sign, permission, or a breakdown before you make yourself a part of the equation. So, we're going to be released and regulated, child. We're going to learn when to regulate that thing. Regulation doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean go. It means smooth sailing, running in an operable, healthy, sustainable way. So, not are you doing the daggone thing, do that sometimes. Not are you doing no thing at all, but are you regulated in what you are doing? Okay. So when we get that whole lazy concept out of the way, when we get around that, we're able to make that demarcation between rest and lazy. I know it seems small, but you got a lot of super moms out here struggling with it. You got a lot of super men out here. I didn't want to say dads because I see just men, and definitely men of color just really trying to keep it together on a regular basis between lazy, especially all the connotations and stereotypes of us as a people, and really trying to balance being overstimulated, unsafe, uncentered, and feeling lazy, and what all of that is look like. Oh, all you do is smoke weed or play the video game. Or I want you to be able to see that what's happening is that you're not releasing what needs to be released, and you're really unregulated over lazy, because some of y'all are functional. You're going to work, you know what I'm saying? You're getting up early. You're doing what needs to be done, but you're not a part of the equation of the happiness that you seek. And so the happiness that you seek is not coming. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, King. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it done. Let's get it done together, okay? All of the super women out there doing the daggone thing. And you know who I think works? I'm not even gonna say works harder than mothers, but I do think they get what is it, underestimated, overshadowed. Women who are not currently raising children, who either don't have any, or yet, or who've already had their children and they're still in the working age, not quite retired. A lot of times I feel like there's a lot of overcompensation there, right? There's a lot of like trying to prove that you're still, listen, overworking, bending over backwards, over accepting. We just over it. Okay, we're just over it. But today on a Moment of Harmony, Mommy Mercy. But today on a Moment of Harmony, we are getting released and regulated. Mommy Mercy. Nope, 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 nope. Wisdom. Isn't it crazy that all these people can be in the house? I need help. And they should all be tuned in. That's the other thing. Everyone should be watching. I should have a bunch of producers throughout the whole house making sure that the show is going, because this is what I do for them. I'm not asking for anything that I'm cheerleading, I'm coaching. You know what I'm saying? I'm up late at night making sure they got all their stuff together. Get on my live. Make sure it's running smooth. Thank you. Yes, I'm very live. He gonna say, "Are you live?" I know I do. Pray for me. Release and regulate, or you will lose your mind. All right. So when we get into releasing and regulating, we get past that whole stigma stereotype of being lazy. We get into a true definition of rest. Rest is a patternistic balance or routine reset, right? you, Mr. Carter, why you got that? Go have their back. Go have their back, okay? But you're probably right. Patternistic balance. Patternistic balance is what we really want to look at when we're talking about rest. Again, we're talking about not going from crazy to zero. And a lot of times that's what to happen. We have to get an injury, we have to get sick, you have to get fired, you have to lose your mind. It's like you have to reach rock bottom and then rest becomes prioritized. I want us to move more when we talk about release and regulate. I want us to move more towards patternistic balance. I have these patterns. I have these routines. I have a life. I embrace the seasons of self. I know when it's my go hard part of the month, part of the week, part of the day. I know when my energy is at peak and I know when I'm needing to reset. And I'm aware of that. Um well, I did a workshop a bit ago in Morgan. I did a workshop for some of the women back in Morgan, and I talked to them about um, how often, and I may have brought this up to you guys before. Forgive me if I did, but I talked to them about these phones, right? Right. I talked to them about how our phones need to be charged the more we use them. And we're good on that. Like I know I need to plug my charger up when I'm in the car, automatic. I need to make sure that I have juice to get through the day. I know that if I had a long conversation or a FaceTime, my sister just told me FaceTime drains the phone more. I don't know. I'm not FaceTiming nobody. But she told me that. And so I know that if I'm doing things, I'm playing a game, I've been on social media for a minute, I'm listening to music, I know I need to charge it. For myself, I listen to music when I do things like cook and clean. So I automatically plug my phone up because I know I'm about to be up in here cooking on this music for an hour or so. So I know that that is me regulating, right? That is me saying, I know I'm about to use a lot of energy. Let me plug it up. Wow. Let me make sure restoration is happening simultaneously and I don't have to worry about the phone dying. We do this with our devices, our car, how we track the gas. I know if I'm going further, I need more gas. I know if I'm going on this side of town, if I'm veering off of my work route, I need to get more type. It's the middle of the week. Last time I got gas. We keep track of everything running out of steam, energy, engine, or fuel, with everything except for ourselves. We don't keep track that our marriages are running out of zhuzh, okay? Our relationships are running out of connection. Our work and our environments, our financial environments are running out of esteem. They're running out of creativity. They're running out of passion. Okay. We normally don't peep these things until they gone, right? They're out. Now we're ready for a divorce. We're ready for a new job. We're ready for a whole new thing because this thing has died and we didn't even see it coming. So being released and regulated means that we are more in tune with patternistic balance. We are more in tune, like, hey, if I go this many weeks, me and my bestie's on the line, me and my bestie, we do voice clips, right? Because we're both very busy women. We're not big phone girls. So we do a lot of voice clips to each other. Like literally it's like a voice diary. We just tell our business to each other all day and we reinforce each other and we encourage each other and just like hundreds of voice clips all day. When our voice clips start to get long, like if they're like 2 or 3 minutes, we're like, oh, checking in, say, how you doing, girl? Guess what happened? You wouldn't believe, da 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 da. But if they get like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, that's our gauge that it's time to link up. Because now we going from a check-in child to story time, and we need to see each other. It's time to go eat and get caught up, okay? And we can shut a restaurant down. That's how we know we were right. We'll be there till 4 to 4 hours to the closing time. We'll be there doing that. So But that is just an example of patternistic balance. Being able to gauge in your life that this is where my routines are. This is where I am expending or expressing more mental energy, more financial energy, more spiritual energy. This is where I kind of, during this time, I kind of have more for myself. We do that with our bills and our budgets, right? We know at the beginning of the month, not time to shop, not time to splurge most times. A lot of them bills due from the 1st to the 15th. But sometimes you get into that middle of that month and this is my Amazon Prime time. This is my catch a movie time. This is my going on out, meet the girls at the Olive Garden time. Because we're talking about patterns. We're talking about energy. We're talking about seasonal self-awareness. I want us to be able to do this with mental, spiritual, emotional strength, and wellness. We need to be able to get to a point where we say, I am at a place where I can now release things that were keeping me up, or release things that were kind of holding me hostage. I need to release expectation. I need to release this anxiety of these deadlines. Listen, the first of a month is a deadline, okay, for your mortgage or your rent. And I know sometimes mortgage is like later in the month, but that's a deadline. Okay. I'm not always talking about work. I'm saying we have many deadlines. The kids play football, the money is due by this for camp, this is due. That is when you are anticipating something that has to be taken care of. That is anxious. That is an anticipative energy that gets stuck in your systems. Remember, we talked about all those systems, right? Digestive system, nervous system, reproductive system. We are full of systems. And things and energies get stuck in your systems. And we need to be able to get to a point when we talk about rest. I'm not talking about sleep. Okay, I'm not talking about chilling only. I'm talking about intentional release of things that are caught up in my systems and a regulation of those systems, regulation of my blood, regulation of my thoughts. I need to get out of a place of survival. Right? I need to get out of fight or flight and I need to get back into being, capability, centeredness, awareness, openness. That's rest. That's rest. If you don't feel like that after you rested, you did not rest. If you went on a vacation and that was your rest, but all you did was worry and check emails and fuss and argue, you didn't rest, child. There was no rest happening. You took off work. That's what happened. You got in a pool. But rest is spiritual. And that's the part when I used to wrestle with rest. When I used to be more apprehensive and avoided of it, that I missed. Okay. But ever since I got on my spiritual scientist, okay, my spiritual guru-ness, I realized, child, you were missing a major component. Now, y'all know I'm not religious, but I will refer to all of the books that I've read and everything that I've learned. And we know that biblically, they say that the creator did all these things, or, in the biblical terms, they would say God did all these things and then rested on the seventh day. Now, personally, I'm with all the allegory. I feel like it is all of the lessons are necessary. You take what you need, respect the rest. Okay. Take what it is that works, respect, and let others use what they need. Okay. That's not your business, Auntie Tab, right? But rest. I do believe that allegorically we were talking at that time about rest being a spiritual dynamic of creation. Okay, so follow me. Don't get stuck. Okay, follow me. Walk with me. I know it's a lot of woke folk out here. Say one thing. Okay, listen. Spiritually, the necessity of rest. Okay, it is a massive component to regeneration. How can you create something when you cannot gather? When you cannot take time to gain as a doula. And shout out to Sid and baby Caleb Creed. I just doula for a baby he was born on the 13th, but day was that Wednesday. Yep, happy birthday. It was his birthday on the 13th. So I dual it from the 12th to the 13th. And I was watching it came to me in alignment with this, right? I have dualed for over 40 babies at this point. I've lost count. It is one of my absolute favorite things to do. And the mommy was pushing. Okay, she's pushing, she's pushing, she's pushing. And one of the nurses was telling her, take a break, come back. While she was resting, I was telling her, this is where you regain your strength, right? Because throughout this pushing, she kept saying, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm tired. This is not going to work. I can't do it. And I was saying, this is where you regain. So follow me. The whole time, we're thinking we're living this life. We're thinking we're making these milestones. We're reaching these goals. We're just becoming these superhumans day after day after day, and we're burning out and we're breaking down, we're giving up, we're becoming lesser versions of ourselves because we are taking a short road or the back road, a shortcut. Okay, we're playing with life, we're playing with people because you don't want to do the actual work, you don't want to go the actual route, you don't want to learn, or you don't know, right? And I remember when I was saying to Sid this, when she kept saying, I can't, I understood what she was saying when she said she couldn't, right? She felt like physically my body is doing everything it can do, and the baby still has not come out yet. So I cannot do this anymore. And she's saying that not, well, I'm sure part of it was she felt like she couldn't, but she really physically felt like I'm out of energy. That's what she said. I'm tired. And this is where I had to remind her. I did tell her you can do it. You are doing it, right? But the other thing was letting her know where to regain. This is how you win this game. You don't win this game going hard. You're not going to win this game giving it every single thing you got for the whole hour of pushing. Your strength is regained. Everyone likes to highlight strength. Oh, strongest person I know, so strong, so strong, so strong. You are only as strong as your restoration. You can't stay strong and you can't regain strength. Okay? There's no maintaining strength without being able to regain it. There's no obtaining strength. There's no reason to obtain it if you're not going to be able to regain it because you're going to use it. So I had to tell her this, when the in between contractions, right? When you laying your head back, oh, this right there, that's where you get strong. This is where you regain. This is where you lay and you gather. You get your mind together when the pain isn't on top of you, convincing you otherwise. And this is what I want us to do. Before life is whooping your butt, before you in between life and death decisions, between a rock and a hard place. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say life or death, but sometimes it bees like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You face an illness, you in an abusive relationship. Sometimes it can be life or death. But what I'm saying is, before life get up on top of you and you feel like there is no other option. There is no way to rest. There is no space for calm. There is no area for recenteredness. I want you to be able to, again, self release, self regulate in the season of knowing self to where you can appropriately say, this is where I rest. This is where I gather. Look, in between this, listen, I'm at work and it's coming down. You have the children, you have the family, you have the goals, you have the ambitions. I don't know. You could be a training athlete, whatever. But being able to say, this is where I regather myself. What they call in a spiritual community a tower moment. When that's when all hell breaks loose, right? Stuff hits the fan. And you just like, I don't know to go left or right. Know when you rest. Biggest card in the game. Know when you, what they say, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Know when you need to restore. Know when you need to regather. I have been using it. Listen, I have listened to myself and it has kept me from plenty of breakdown or a health emergency in the past couple of days. Is know when I have reached a threshold and it is time for me to regather, re-strengthen myself, restore my principles. Get, you've been exposed, okay? You've been giving your strength regularly. Get it back. Go on and get some, go on and get you some new strength. It's necessary at this time. So patternistic balance, routine reset. At the end of a long day, we normally sleep, right? People who don't work overnight, you're normally sleeping at the end of a day. This is a routine reset. This is a physical, actual resting instance, right? Circumstance in which you have routine resets. What I am urging us to do is that sleep is something that comes natural to us. Most of us gonna get sleepy whether we want to or not, whether we're trying to or not. It is life and nature's way of forcing upon us restoration. Take that, okay? Do that. I love that. But let me tell you about the routine reset outside of what your body is forcing you to do. You being able to take that type of initiative, you being able to take that type of responsibility over your own regulation, being responsible for your own regulation, being able to say, like, look, if I work this many days, if I come home and I do this many things, if my day, I do this all the time now, didn't used to, but I do it. If I have stuff to do in the morning, I have a cutoff period for running like a chicken with my head cut off. I have this much time to run these errands, be up at this school, get this curriculum set, get this email sent, have this much time. But come, I'm going to eat. Okay, this is what time I'm going to eat. I'm going to sit quietly, cut my phone on vibrate while I eat. Okay, sometimes I don't cut it on vibrate because of the children, but I will screen their text messages like a mug. Is this an emergency? Are you just calling me? Because Lovely has days of our lives at school. She likes to text me every single thing that's happening in school. Everything. The whole argument, all of the shade. I have been running. And so this is my routine reset. I've had a calm morning. I was able to do my yoga and my tea, right? I got my little Starbucks and I've done my drop offs were smooth. That almost never happens. But if that is the way it is, then I know when to load. I know where to gather and I know where to load up on the back end. Okay, this is a hair wash day for all the girls. This is a big laundry day, not a little laundry day, because I have to regulation, patternistic balance. This is rest. I have to be able to say, what did you do today for you think you're gonna do 4 loads? Nope. Necessities. Give me all the underwear and the uniforms. It's all I'm doing tonight because I know what my day was. This is the middle, right? This is not us burning out, giving up, and being buried under a life that we can't handle, that doesn't look or feel or feed us as necessary. And this is not overdoing it, and again ended up in somebody's emergency room or diagnostic center, um clinic, because you are not good now. You have ran yourself down to the ground. You have ignored one too many stomach growls and one too many vacations or one too many clear my minds. You haven't taken the walks. You haven't done the helpful, healthy talks. And I'm saying, nope. We are releasing and regulating, and we are not asking for permission to rest. Okay? Now, the other thing that I want us to focus on when it gets into rest, again, I talked about not just being resting, being sleep, or being still, right? Sometimes when we're talking about this patternistic balance or this routine reset, sometimes we have to be very tuned in to us. And I talked about that with the many different devices. One of the things that is making us feel still, done, overwhelmed, underproductive. I just really feel like I'm watching a lot of adults our age not be able to do parenting, not be able to do um marriage or relationships, communication, not be able to do work, um I don't want to say work drama, but conflicts, right? We just can't do it. Watching us really, and I'm talking very generally, as I'm doing a lot of healing sessions regularly, and I'm just feeling like I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not doing it anymore. And it's like you just got. It's been 6 months. It's been, and I do know at 40, I'm in like I'm a bit of a '90s baby. We're in this little different space of endurance and tenacity and options, but I still feel like outside of the generation, right? The access or the lack of socialization, the things that are kind of shifting us based on our era. I think the other side of that though is that we are not updating our regulation needs. Okay, just like if we were a robot. Okay, we're not updating our regulatory needs with the demands of the times. Okay, with the shifting of society and environmental structure, we're not being cognizant of that in rest. So we're using outdated old school rest methods. Oh, I'm gonna read a book. Yeah, that's good. um I love to read. I've gotten to a point though where reading is something I do now more for wellness than rest, because this is my point, because I'm aware of the stimulation standards that have shifted generationally, right? I'm in an era of overstimulation. Even if you go to a drive-through, the menu moves. You know what I'm saying? It's digital. I know that seems like a small thing. Like Harmony, why are you saying that? But I don't think that we completely grasp the amount of media, technology, um, radiation, motion that we are exposed to today on a regular basis from these constant things, constantly deep notifying us, putting news updates on that we didn't even ask for, just showing us stuff that's happening. Then we're getting interested, and then we're overstimulated. So I developed the second point that I developed is the stifling stimulation, for many of us saying, I'm tired and I don't know why. I'm just feeling drained. I'm over it. I don't feel like doing anything. We have a very slight threshold. This is what I'm learning. We have a very, even in my doulaing, the younger women are having a different threshold. Literally, they're having a different threshold for pain, for uncomfortability, for the interruption. You know how when you're in the hospital, like the doctors are constantly, the threshold has literally shifted. Um, and I feel like because we're underestimating the amount of overstimulation happening to us regularly, we aren't regulating and releasing what's necessary to have appropriate restoration. So we are fatigued. We are over it before it has begun. And that is leaving us less productive, less progressive, less capable. Who wants we don't have no time for less capable. No one has time for that. Okay. We have things to do, and we have more to do than ever. Okay. We know the times, we know the administration, which leads me back to this stifling stimulation. The reason that, oh, bars, okay. The reason that we're overly stimulated is because we will burn out quicker. Our wick will be shorter. Our bandwidth will be smaller, and we will think less, we will do less, we will produce less. There is no consequence that life is shifting politically in a specific direction and creating a specific climate. We are enhancing technologically in that there's a major boost technologically in all these stimulants, like the the concerts, and I mean just the news feeds, and the I mean all of the apps that come up where you used to click something. They have it now on Facebook. There was a time to watch someone's story, you had to click their story. Now they just put the story on the feed so that you see parts of it and are moved to click it. But you're not asking to go. And I'm like, why is someone's story on the feed? It's the overstimulation. It is strategic. It is meant to bring us and burn us out. When it comes time to fight, when it comes time to endure, mentally, our brains are feeling like they're doing more than they're actually doing. They're in places they aren't. We're not in whatever you're watching, right? We're not in Italy. We're watching videos in Italy. We're not doing pranks. We're watching videos about pranks. We're not even doing some of the grown stuff, but watching videos is everywhere, right? It is a mental manipulation so that you already can't think because you're fatigued. You can't configure and you can't react. You are overloaded already. Okay? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm only ever here to empower. The reason this is going down this way is because, again, it will stifle us, this stimulation. It gets us off our square. Therefore, we need to be intentionally released and regulated. Fasting, social media fast, text messaging fast, boundaries around when you'll touch your phone. Okay? Routine reset. Routine reset. I have seen so much today. By 12 o'clock, at 40 years old, I've been exposed to more than any 40-year-old before me. Out of 40-year-old from the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, they didn't never saw as much. I done saw a war, a baby be born, a souffle be made, um, all this, and then when I go to eat, then the menus are moving, right? And we're talking about an era that's being heavily hit with diagnosis of autism and ADHD. I mean, adult ADHD diagnoses have gone through the roof. Do we think that that's reset yourself, babe? Regulate yourself. There is an attack on your nervous system. There is attack on all of your systems, your digestive system. Child, the struggle is real. Okay, there is an attack on the reproductive systems. There's an attack on your cellular regeneration. It's here currently. These Regulate yourself, boo. Release. Rest is not anything that we can no longer afford to beg for, bargain for, plead for. We must obtain, protect, and what is it? I want to say continuously make it consistent. Okay, put it into practice. Rest is a spiritual component. I need that shirt. Listen, I am not preaching, I am sharing. This is something I'm constantly reminded of before my body does things to let me know, oh, so you superwoman again. That's what we doing this week. And I have to be like, nope, 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 nope. You're right. I almost forgot. I was about to take on that extra job. No, I'm not. Not today. You're right. I was about to do that. I'm going to save that for Saturday. Is that okay with you, body? Okay. Keep in mind that the stifling stimulation is the unnatural noise. A lot of times when we need rest, we're thinking work, we're thinking working out for those of us that like to still hit it. You know what I'm saying? We're thinking the children, we're thinking relationships, we're thinking our own thoughts, we're thinking our ambitions, school. Like we're thinking, I need rest from the stuff I'm doing. I want you to have also intentional rest from the stuff you're hearing and the stuff you're seeing. Okay? The stuff that's trying to be doing you. So, unnatural noise is fatiguing us, aging us, controlling us, and killing us at an alarming, unprecedented rate. Our grandparents, our parents didn't have to deal with the type of exposure and stimulation that we do. Sometimes I just have to sit like this. I just have to go look. The other day I was taking groceries out the car. I just had to look up at the sky. I had to just open my arms up to energy, to natural source. There's been so much unnatural energy around me. Maybe it's just me and maybe I'm just old. But even when I was in Harris Teeter the other day, and even in the grocery store, I think that when you do the self checkout, she talks too loud sometimes, you know. A giant's is over stimulating. And it seems like a small thing. And my kids will get me like, "Ma, you just need something to fuss about." But no, I'm picking up what this strategy is putting down, and I don't want it. Okay, I don't need you to do it every single time. I don't need all the noises. I don't need her to be so loud. I don't need the camera that's watching me push the stuff while I'm putting the stuff, while y'all are talking to me, while my phone is notifying me. Unnatural noise for a being of nature, for a being of construction, for a being of limitless light is altering. It alters us. And when I look at us, we are losing it. Are we losing what? Our minds? Are we losing our sanity? Are we losing our patience? I think we're losing control of self. Anybody say we out here trying to run everything, but you aren't controlling your own thoughts. Right? Maya, I will control my thoughts. I will control my speech. I will control my actions. You are out of control. You are out of balance. You thinking about stuff you don't even want to think about because the algorithm done studied you and harassed you. You're being stalked by the algorithm like a baby daddy. Come on. No, I don't want to watch that right now. Please stop asking me that. No, I don't want to be friends with this person on Facebook. Please stop sending that same thing to me over and over and over again. Stop stalking. But here's the thing, the unnatural noise, you're not resting from it. You're not reprieving from it. You're not restoring from it. That's why you're going to sleep and you are up tired. You slept this close to your daggone phone all night. You tapped it 50 times. That's how I do to see what time it is. I need to get a clock on the wall, but I done tapped it 50 times. Then that'll light, right? And then I wake up and all night I'm calculating how many hours I have every time I go to the bathroom. All right, you got to sleep for 4 more hours. You got to sleep for 3 more hours. Sleep up. Okay. Unnatural noise. These are the things that are stimulating us, that are interrupting us, that are un what is it? Disheveling us. The silent dishevelers. Ooh, they lethal. Okay? Silent dishevelers. So we need to get rest on that. We have to be intentional. I am resting from the seen and the unseen. Okay? I'm resting from these kids that I definitely can see and hear, but I'm also resting from algorithms, from radiation, from electronic or technical glimmers, more, what do they call, motrons. I am resting because I'm a human being, okay? Being human. I am flesh and blood and spirit and love and light and all things of this creation. I am earth and water and land. I am fire and speed. I am calm. And this thing that can be helpful, that I am grateful for, and I'm not trying to completely diss it, okay? This thing helps me, okay? But it also is not intended to only help you. It helps you if you are in control. Once you are not, it does not help you anymore. It's like eating food. It's good for us. We need it. But as soon as you lose control, you eating for things that's for no reason. You eating for reasons that aren't for nourishment. You have now taken this thing into a very hurtful direction. And that happens all the time. All right, let's get up out of here because we're coming up on our hour quick. Okay. When it comes to rest, patternistic balance, make sure that we are intentional about our resetting routines. Keep in mind that the unnatural noise is with you constantly. You are not only you're not anxious or depressed or frustrated or about to pop your head or lacking endurance and patience and stability only because of what is happening in your world. People been going to work forever. Okay, people have been raising families for a long time. People have been in romantic relationships for a very long time. That's about to make you jump off the bridge is not that alone. Okay, there's some things we haven't been dealing with for a long time. Okay, we've been dealing with systematic oppression for a long time, but there's some new methods. Okay, there's some new sheriffs in town, and you need to be able to be conscious. If my words will come out right. Be conscious of your time on that screen, of what looks like relief, what looks like fun. It lures us in to mentally disarm us. So we feel like we're resting. There's a difference between being mentally disarmed, being numbed, pacified, lulled, and as opposed to being rested. You're not resting because the game is fun. You're not resting. You're not resting because the Tetris is cool, right? You feel like you're calm. You're not doing what you were doing, but do keep in mind your mind is occupied still. And if you're not occupying it, then okay. All right. Y'all got it. Right? We're not gonna beat a horse. I don't even like that saying. I would never beat a horse, but we're not gonna do that with that whole subject. Okay, I have to find a nice way to say beating a dead horse because I don't. That sounds savage, like some savagery. A lot of these sayings. Watch your language, watch your culture, watch your history, watch your tongue. Okay, um, relational rest. We can get out of here because we've gone long. But relational rest. This is our reasonable relatability. This is how we find rest in relations, right? So we talked about rest in just this culture. We talked about rest in just capitalism and how, excuse me, if we don't rest, we're good for big pharma. We're good for the judicial system because you will end up in somebody's court snapping, okay? Is you're good for the overindulgences like food and shopping. Not resting is good for this immoralistic non-spiritual society. It works. Doesn't work for you. Works for them. Works for you to be on medication for the next 20 years. I mean, works for them for you to be on medication for the next 20 years. Doesn't work for you. So we talked about rest in general. We talked about this unnatural noise, like all this white noise around us, that's not so in the background anymore, that's depleting us and destroying us. And we talked about being real intentional about rest when it comes to that. Okay, don't be up in the spot with your phone. Put your phone in the what is I about to say cubby child around little children too much. The locker. Put your phone in the locker. Okay, when you're getting your rest. But we talked about just all of these things we need rest from. Not one tunnel vision trying to figure out, girl, I've been taking bubble baths and I still feel crazy. I'm journaling and I still feel crazy. I twitching. I went for a run and I still feel crazy because you are not resting. Okay, you're running from the things that are driving you crazy, but we're talking about release. We're talking about an intentional spiritual release. We're talking about regulation. I'm not just trying to be still, I'm trying to heal. I have to keep that in mind. My rest is not about stillness, it's about my healingness, my wellness. Okay, and what I do is what I'm doing well for me, not just still for me. Okay, now let's get into the rest for relational rest, which is people we're connected to. Okay, our relationships require rest. Our relationships require rest. Now, some of our relationships just require simple rest, like y'all go hang out with somebody else for an hour. Sometimes they require rest, like I'm the mom and I'm the drill sergeant and I'm on your back. And then we need a new seasonal shift where I'm your friend and I can kick it with you and we can get pumped, right? I need to give you relational rest from my role, or I start to hate it and you start to hate it. You start to hate me. So we need relational rest. Um, we also have, so those are the simpler, like, or like I said with me and my bestie early, we need to go out, shorty. I need you. This is relational rest. This is me being able to plug into relationships that give me rejuvenation and to know how to safely, healthily shift energy in relationships that I need some time away from. not what is it, silent treatment, not ghosting. Like, I want to really be able to regulate and release emotions enough to be productive in this relationship. That means, yes, it's Friday and I'm getting off of work, and Saturday and Sunday sometimes are relational rest for work. Sometimes they are not. Okay, we're going to talk about that in another moment. But reasonable relatability is you being able to understand that when you are building or growing anything, it is a constant labor of love. Growing children, growing relationships, growing businesses, all of these relationships. Or I can be making phone calls all day, scheduling appointments, like doing all my admin stuff from home. And I will still say, I'm doing this until 12. And then I'm watching this funny show from 12 to 1. And then I'm getting back on the horn. Okay. And I'm going to finish these, because sometimes we're just talking to operators and like, yeah, I need an appointment, or I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to reach this doctor. I'm trying to reach this lawyer. I'm trying to get in touch with this. I'm trying to, and you are not understanding again, the rest you need is not always that you're tired. You've been sitting at the one desk. It's not that you're physically tired, you're relationally exhausted. I done been on the phone with everyone telling me their name, Tamara, Ian. You on the phone when you used to be on the phone with Comcast. I don't do that anymore. I am not Comcastic, okay? But back when you used to be on the phone with all of them, and you sitting up there for an hour talking to Dan, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to help you get your stuff situated. Relationally exhausted. It's not just that I'm doing stuff, it's that I'm exchanging with energy. I'm exchanging with, what is it? Expectations and personalities and roles. And that requires relational rest. And it's not a bad thing. Oh my God, you got people like, you need a break. Knowing your rights in the relation. Oh my goodness. The reason I'll ever be able to have a relationship again is because I know my rights within self for regulation and releasing and rejuvenation. I know my rights now. So I can be with, but before it's like the boundaries, the lines get blurred. People want to tell you what you no, we going out tonight because I want to go out tonight. Not that you don't make sacrifices, okay? Not that we don't say, all right, babe, I'm gonna go with you tonight, but that means this weekend we staying in because I'm tired. But didn't know you don't know all your rights. Remember, like when it comes to like the civil rights movement or Black Panthers, like what made them powerful was that they learned the law. That's one of the things, okay? They're amongst 100,000 other things that made them powerful. But it's like a lot of times when it comes to voting, when it came to like the political fights, the battles that were won by our ancestors, there was one of the major things, them learning the laws, them being well within terms of their rights. And they say, well, look, you say this. Even now today at work, my sister is the queen of the policy. They love to tell her what she can and can't do. And she's not as much as a rebel as I am, but she is. Okay. But she is. And she quick to be like, policy says um in form 3624, okay, what the policy actually says is your rights empower you. Okay, knowing what you have the right to. So that is very important with rest. You have the right to self-regulate. You have the right to restore. You have the right to compress, decompress. You have the right to configure. You have a right to peace and to happiness. A lot of times people will just be like, well, relationships are hard. It's just the nature of them. The nature of me as a human being, as a divine being of light, I have the right to be light. I have the right to illuminate. I have the right to come into this life and exist as I was intended to exist. I don't have to be stressed. I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be scared. I don't have to be unstable. I have the right as a being, as source energy to exist in peace. I didn't say lack of conflict. I said peace without violence, without degradation, without lies, right? Without what is it? Malice. I have the right. So knowing your rights are a big push or a big step stool in relational rest. That means reasonable relatability. Yes, you can be my boo thing. Okay, we gonna have reasonable relatability. Yes, you came from me. I gave birth to you. You are my crew. Okay, y'all, my black parade. We gonna have reasonable relatability. I'm not dying on it. I'm not dying on it. On the sword, on the cross. Okay, I'm not about to sit up here and die on motherhood. You're not gonna drive me crazy as if I don't have a right for peace. I don't have a right for understanding and clarity. These are my rights. Before I was a mother, I was a human being, a divine being of light. Before I was a girlfriend or a wife, before I was a homegirl or a sister, okay? I have these rights as a being, and therefore we will have reasonable relatability. You will not drain me. Not you won't push me. Different. Not you won't challenge me. That's different. But you will not destroy me. You will not use me. You will not deplete me. Okay? That is not reasonable relatability. That is not me being able to obtain relational rest. I need to be able to rest. That's another reason why we think we need permission. Oh, well, I'm going to wait for this person to them to get better and then I'll have a stable mindset, or I'll wait for them to make this move and then I'll let them know how I feel. No, we're not asking for permission for rest. There is rest in a relationship that is necessary for your health and you don't have it. You can't rest in trust. You're not resting in stability. You're not resting in faith. You're not resting in peace. You're up in arms. You don't know what it is. You don't know what's about to happen. You don't know what to expect next. And you don't know who's going to be in your corner when it's all said and done. You're not resting, boo. You are surviving that relationship, man, woman, whomever you are. You are surviving that connection, work relationship, marriage relationship, children relationship, or relationship with your pet, child. Some people have animals in their house that sick and crazy that they got from the shelter and is destroying everything. Is there reasonable relatability? Because you keep saying that you're tired and you're exhausted and you're at the end of your rope and you're about to break and you're about to give in and you can't take it and you don't know why. And I'm saying because you have not rested, my love. You are not resting. All it takes to be you, all it takes to create you daily. You're not restoring. You aren't releasing what's not serving you. You aren't regulating what you need to survive. Be regulated, okay? Centered, self. You got the right to be okay, child. It's okay to be okay. You have the right to be more than okay if you know what I know. But I'm just saying, but the permission, the asking to debrief, the asking to restore, the waiting on a sign to reset, you ain't gonna like the sign you get. Them signs look like heart attack. Okay. Looks like tingling strokes in the fingers, tingling in the fingers. Those signs look like diagnosis of health concerns that take forever to get rid of. Those signs look like breakdown. It looks like disappointment. It looks like substance abuse. Don't wait on a sign to take care of yourself, to rest in your life in a peaceful way, to love where you are. Okay? There's no sign and no permission. You just gonna do it. And if you did need a sign and you did need permission, you needed something somewhere, somehow for somebody to tell you, girl, king, it's your time to take good care of you. This is it. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Michael Jackson, this is it. Okay. Speaking of Michael, you know what I'm saying? Michael fits right into Michael, and we're gonna get out of this. The way Michael died is because Michael Jackson was so overwhelmed. Now, y'all know I done all this research. I ain't speeching up my neck now. I've been watching interviews and articles. I've been reading, okay, because I done got all consumed about that time frame. But here's the thing. The way Michael Jackson died is that instead of being, Michael used to have a doctor come who was not practicing the way he should have been, but he was paying this man $10,000 a month This is why this man didn't mind doing illegal things. $10,000 a month to put him to sleep. Michael didn't want none of the regular. The reason why this was so illegal, right, is because he didn't want none of the regular. He didn't want to get no sleeping pill. Michael wanted anesthesia. He wanted, I'm trying to think of what is it called? Oh, was it Stadol? I have to remember what it was called. I got to look it up. But he wanted um, inappropriate amounts of dosages of anesthesia that was putting people out. When Michael was found, he had enough anesthesia in his body when he died during his autopsy to put down a rhinoceros. He did not just want to go to sleep. Mike wanted to be unconscious. He didn't want to just be like, I need rest. I need help resting. He wanted amount of rest that would make him completely unconscious to then be brought back to Rea- anesthesia for surgery. That was his sleeping pills. Listen, y'all better go ahead and get y'all rest from people. You better go ahead and stop asking for permission to slow down, to stop, to be yourself, to show up the way you want, to go after the life you deserve, to have the things that feed your soul and your spirit. Stop waiting because you're waiting on the end. And it's not the end you're thinking about. I love you all so much. Listen, we're going way over. My stomach is starting to growl. I need to go eat. Take really good care of yourself. Take like really good care of yourself. Okay. You live in a place and time. Propofol, you are so right. The hitter to the left. Never underestimate the hitter to the left. You're so right. It was propofol. It's the Carter be on it. Okay. Um, we are living in a time where taking it's just too much. It's too much at the gas pump, at the grocery store, at the we're living at a time of too much and not enough at the same dang time. Okay? Take really good care of yourself, your mental, your spiritual, your emotional. Just check in, pull into yourself. It's crazy out here. I mean, it's all crazy out here. At the school system, the dating pool, the uh, job market. I mean, everything. Take really good care of yourself. Know what's right for you. Know what works for you. Give good faith to yourself because you are the change that the world is waiting on. Okay? Take really good care of yourself. And then, after you've done some really, really good, great things for yourself, go on and take really good care of someone else. Because we're not getting out of this thing without each other, child. We barely staying in it. Okay? And we're not going to stay in it without the help, love, and support of one another. Let's be in harmony, girl. Let's be in harmony, my guy. Take really good care of yourself. And I'll see you next week for another moment of harmony.